I mean, if we get Joe on here, this is almost our foursome from Sunday. Mikkel was one behind us,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't get to witness the damage firsthand.
Yeah. Well, the front and the second group, that's where all the action was.
Mm-hmm.
All day long.
That is true.
I'm going to be interesting. Think about it because I want to know what happened to Officer because he did not look like he was having a good day. So keep that. I'm going to ask you in a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Keep that percolating.
I know the point where it turned. So just ask away.
Well, I will say, I think there was a fair amount of frustration all over the place
from everybody. Well, it played tough yesterday, I thought.
I thought those greens were a bitch.
The wind, the pin placements, you name it. But
Sunday pin placements, it's the only thing we get.
No.
It's like we're playing on a Sunday.
It's like we're playing on a Sunday.
Every week. I don't know.
My biggest problem was playing partners that started chirping at you when you missed a putt, but you still have a putt to make.
It wasn't over yet.
I'm not going to name anyone, Purcell.
Look, dude, I was just trying to buy that putter.
I got 2 words for you. Shut up.
I heard things got a little salty in that first group.
Oh yeah.
Joe Gilbert was sideways walking off number 10.
I was going to deliver it to you, Purcell.
I thought I was going to have to go swimming for it.
Via your nutsack.
Hey, Joe, was that a 3-jack or a 4-jack?
3.
Okay, because I had a 4-jack on.
I was gonna say I heard there was a 4-jack out there.
Yeah, I made the 5-foot comeback.
It's a good thing because it was going off the back of the green if you didn't.
Yeah. All right, we ready? Is this it?
We got Chuck's on.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming in. He's coming in hot.
All right. Wouldn't
We'll
come in any
get
other
started.
way. Is this his maiden voyage this year?
No, this is number 2.
Is it? Oh, he was on last week, wasn't he?
Nope.
Oh,
he was on like episode 2.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's your Sandy McFittish Golf League coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. But this week we took a little trek up north. We had to break out the Pike passes, get some change, put some miles on the old family truckster, and hit the road up to Heritage Hills. We got our first taste of the newly replaced Bermuda greens. But before we hear about how the hills brought some highs and some lows, let's meet the players. We got Joe.
Hello, everyone.
He's in a mellow state. We've got Potts, the ex-commish.
My edibles are kicking in. Just kidding, everyone. Don't do drugs.
Family show.
Just say no. Hello.
All right, we've got the new commish, Chuck.
Good evening, golfers.
Oh, there he is. And we got special guest, Mikkel.
What's up, fellas?
Barishnikov in the house. So, all right, guys, before we get into the week at Heritage Hills, let's get a little wider world. Ooh, easy for you to say. The wider world of golf. But before we get to the wider world of golf, we got a little basketball today. The NCAA. Did anybody tell me the 2 teams that are playing?
Cheater 1 and Cheater 2.
Yeah, the cheaters.
I'm salty for all you OSU honks out there. I don't know. It's not right the way this has gone down, but North Carolina and Kansas.
Well, they weren't going to be in the Final Four this year.
No, but it could at least been at the tournament.
That's true. Well, could they?
Well,
no, I mean, seriously, just like OU, I think we had about the same record. I don't think.
Yeah.
This is a good year to be kicked out if you're going to be kicked
Sure,
out.
you didn't have to go through it, right? That's exactly right.
There was a lot of let's just throw whoever we want to out there on the court. What, you? Number 10, what's your not? I don't even care what your name is, just going out and play.
Just get in there. Let's go.
So we got Kansas and North Carolina. Who do you guys like?
Neither of them.
I think is the North Carolina's big guy got hurt the other night. I guess I'll take Kansas Big 12, but I'm gonna bet I'm asleep before it's over.
Yeah. But we are
for the underdog and cheering for Brady Manick.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to put a hard stop on this. So we're starting a little early. We are Monday night right before it. So we're going to, we'll go ahead and call out the winner because you're probably not listening to this till tomorrow because it'll take me 3 days to edit it. But we'll say, hey, congratulations, Kansas.
Nice win.
North Carolina. See,
Nice
I can
win.
edit that in either way.
Nice win.
I look like a freaking genius.
Perfect.
All right. Back to golf. It's Masters week.
Oh,
Is this your favorite week of the
Whoa.
year in golf?
it is my 100% favorite week of the year in golf and ranks probably in the top 4 weeks, period.
Wow.
It's my second favorite week behind Satan's Corner. It's close second. Close
It's
second.
close second. It's close second.
So now clearly the big news out there that everybody's worried about is Tiger going to play? Him and Charlie took a trip up there, took a little practice round with JT apparently like a week ago. He's back up there playing some practice rounds now. The thought is he might go. My question to you guys, does that matter to you?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's great for golf. I
Compelling.
think it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be great television. I know I probably won't be working much Thursday and Friday.
Oh, unlike today.
Unlike hey, this is being recorded. I was present.
Yeah, the Masters feed is the predominant feed because they really do truly show you every player, every shot. You get to pick who you want to watch if you want to watch them. They've got like 4 different feeds. You can put it all on the same screen. I think it's phenomenal ability to, whenever you're streaming golf, this is it. So the question is, who is your top pick of, you can watch any player that's going to play, who are you going to watch?
Well, if he's playing, I'll watch Tiger.
Okay.
And if he's not, there's probably 10 of them
Yeah.
that I'll enjoy watching.
Freddie Couples.
I started to say Freddie Couples. I'll watch a lot of him. He's my guy.
Yeah.
Now he might not be around long, but nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Is that sexy Tom Kite playing this week?
Who?
You guys didn't even listen to last
Tom
week.
Kite.
I can tell. Was that last year that Will Zalatoris did so well?
Yeah.
Man, that seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, it does.
And at the time,
Xander
he wasn't even
Schauffele
a
always
PGA
plays
member.
good too.
Yeah.
I'll spend my time watching Victor Hovland.
Oh, he's a good one. He's got potential there. I mean, you guys know who I'm going to be watching.
No.
Max Homa.
Max.
Oh. Yeah, the homer.
He'll be one of my feeds. I'll throw him
Yeah.
up there. Yeah, I just think it is really just, they present it the best. I mean, it is, they take the time to make it the best feed in golf, the best watching, best experience.
Did y'all ever notice, and you probably did, y'all are smart guys, that I don't know how far it goes back, but there are only 3 sponsors.
Is one of them pimento cheese?
Cadillac?
Now it's Mercedes, AT&T, and IBM.
It used to all be Cadillac. Remember, it'd be like this hour brought to you commercial free by Cadillac.
Oh, did it? Okay. Well, they've had, I think, those three for quite a few years now. I mean, but that's it.
Yeah.
You remember the, I don't know if it was a year or 2 years, I think they didn't have any sponsors. And that's when they asked, what was the old chairman's name?
Fuzzy?
Chairman at Augusta?
Hootie.
Hootie, yeah. They asked Hootie how long they could go on without any sponsorship. And he looked him right in the eye and said, indefinitely.
We will take your money, but we don't need
But we don't need it.
Yeah.
much like Karsten Creek.
Yeah. Well, actually, and that is the thing about the Masters is the Masters literally owns all the rights and everything to it. They buy the TV time. They don't get paid by the TV stations. It's the strangest thing. So they own all the advertising rights and everything within it. So, all right. There was a couple of things, and I need you guys' help with a couple of rules questions I have. And I think the rules come into the fact of is there's the USGA rules, which are really nice and very, not very friendly and not very easy to read. And there's the SMGL rules. So I had a couple of rulings I wanted to get you guys' take on it. The first one is what happens if you hit the wrong ball? What do you think you're supposed to do? And then what should we do?
Isn't it a two-stroke penalty?
Two-stroke penalty
for every time you use it, every time you hit it?
Yes, that's the USGA thing. It is a two-stroke penalty.
Yeah.
And then does it return back?
Is it two strokes or two strokes for every hole or every shot that you use?
It is every time you hit the wrong ball, it is two strokes.
Right.
But what I found out in the ruling, the actual rule is so let's say I go up and Joe and I hit near each other and I hit Joe's ball and I realize, Joe, I hit your ball. What essentially happens is I then go back and Joe drops at the point where his ball should have been. And then I hit my ball and it's two strokes from there. I don't count the stroke I took on Joe's ball. So it's not I take the stroke that I hit Joe's ball and two more strokes on top of that. It's literally I go up to my ball and it's two strokes from there.
So that would be the USGA rule.
Yes, that's the USGA rule is that
I'm guessing the SGML rule would be, oh shit, I hit the wrong ball. Where was it? About right here.
Over there somewhere.
Well, no, I mean, you know where you hit it from. Oh shit. Are you hitting a T1? Yeah. Oh fuck, so am I. Mine had the little black line on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Where was it? About right here. I'd say that's the SMGA rule and should be the USGA rule, but you know.
I was on mute. I said it should be a mandatory nut slap for the offender. Has to stand with his hands behind his back and his eyes wide open.
The question is, would you
or a two-stroke penalty? Because I'd rather have that.
Yeah. Do I get to choose?
Yes.
Either or.
Damn it, Purcell, I'm only hitting you in the nuts once, no matter how many times you ask me to.
Did y'all? Hey, Pete, did you have that happen?
We
Well,
did
I
have
was
that
in your
happen.
group. I was in your group.
What? This was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
It was a couple weeks ago. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. The whole incident's a little fuzzy in my mind. But at the end of the day, the question was who should hit what ball? Should you go up and play the ball that you hit, even though it wasn't your ball? And I think that's ultimately what everybody said to do. Not everybody. That's what the person who's owned the ball said is, no, you have to play the shot you hit. And then I made them go back and hit from the same spot. But technically, I think we did it wrong because we didn't know the actual rule was supposed to be.
Well, maybe we should.
So there's
have
a nut slap ode there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should implement, maybe that's kind of what you're doing, is a rules segment of the pod.
Yeah, I think so. When it comes up, we got to learn something.
Right. So what is the SMGA rule or SMGL rule? My version or USGA?
Well, I'm willing to take 2 strokes or the nut slap in a choice. I like that.
Now, this is going to be a Will Smith kind of slap on your nuts. It's not going to be a little flick. I mean, my man Gilbert's coming in
fucking
strong.
club off of my ball.
I said you could hit my balls, not jamming up my ass at the same time.
He went Scotty Cameron deep on that one.
Yeah.
This is why I play a noodle. There's never any question.
Oh, so I think that's it. I think it's just understanding of it. And we're saying, hey, the USJ rule is our rule. You need to go back and make sure everybody hits from the right spots and understand what you got to do.
And a 2-stroke penalty.
And there's a 2-stroke penalty.
Woof. Pay attention.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd hit somebody else's ball anyway, but it happens.
It does happen. I mean, you know, as long knockers as we all are, I mean, hell,
Well,
they
and
get
I mean,
way out there.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is that, you know, I always want to go mark on my balls, but some days I'm cycling through a lot of balls and it, you know, I'm running out of ink on that marker.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Well, I sure ran out of, spoiler alert, I ran out of ink.
You go digging in your bag and you're just grabbing balls as fast as you can.
I was going like this with my marker. Come on, baby.
That pond on 17.
One more time.
The pond on 17 looked like somebody scared a squid.
Sure what that means.
Big ink cloud from me and you.
Yeah, good point.
All right. The other one I had is cart path relief.
I
How
actually
do you
talked to
guys
Hoffman
think you're-
about this today.
Yeah. How do you guys think you are supposed to handle cart path relief? So that's
to
anytime
set
your
the
feet
stage,
or the ball is in on this on a piece of concrete or man-made thing.
the scenario we had, the cart path was down the right side. I hit my ball and from the left side of the fairway and it crossed the cart path. Okay, so it was on the right side of the cart path, about 6 inches. I didn't know if I got relief back where my ball flight was.
So you would be
Like-
standing on the cart path to hit.
Correct. So for Sean's opinion was that I got one driver length to the right. So like further away from the cart path, not back across it and where my ball came from.
I would think one driver
Thank
length,
you.
no closer to the hole either way.
Yeah, just one driver kind of radius around the back of the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
So
So-
I would think you could go back across to the other side of the cart path.
Only
I
if
don't know what
it
the official.
was.
I don't know what the
only if
official
you're-
rule is, but
I mean, like only if your driver from where you put the tee in the ground, if you lay a driver out on the ground, if it's still on the concrete, then you don't get relief, right?
no, that's
Right.
true. That's a good point.
right.
But my driver would have crossed the cart path.
Well, and this is how I explained it. I said, first you have to go to where is your furthest point of relief. Your first point of relief is where you can take a stance that is not on the cart path and the ball is there. And that's where you start the pivot for the driver. I mean, that is technically because I've seen this happen like on the, you know, on PGA and other things like this. I'm like, why are they going that way when I would think they would go the other? And the fact is they have to go to where they get their first stance, and that's where you put the first tee, and you get a driver's distance around that. not from where the ball sits.
I would think for the SMGL, you just move it over far enough to where you can stand and hit the ball.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. My question is hey, as an SMGL, and we're here to have fun, not necessarily make people penalized. Do we say, hey, yeah, you just get to go and you drop it right on the other side of the cart path?
Either side, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You can
Well,
go,
it wouldn't have made. Go ahead.
Well, number one, Robert said his driver would have gone across the cart path. My question to that is, I didn't see any 2-foot wide cart paths out there. And that'd be the only way his driver would get across it.
It was about this wide.
Man, I think you just get the ball, move it over 6, 8 inches, whatever it takes, where you get a stance and go. That's what we did yesterday.
And I think that's predominantly, it's kind of like I said, I think this is how technically the rule by the letter goes. But I think in generality, whenever we play, most people would go to the fairway side of the cart path and drop on that side. And I don't know that I disagree that that's probably not the friendly, nice way to do it.
Which 9 times out of 10, even moving back across the cart path, you're not really in the clear, especially number 2, where that was. He still couldn't go at the green. He still had to go way out to the left.
Right. And that's what I told Sean at the time. It's not going to matter if I'm on the right side of the cart path or the left. I still am punching left.
I think most of the time that's probably what would happen.
The interesting caveat on that, if it's deemed that the nearest point of relief would actually be a further disadvantage, you can elect to play the shot from the cart path. So once you determine your nearest point of relief, you get 1 club length from that. But if it puts you behind a tree, you can elect to play it while you're standing on the cart path if you want to, if that's a better lie than your nearest point of relief.
All right.
But I kind of put this in the same category as like I think, personal opinion, we should have a root rule. If your ball is on a root and you're going to break your wrists, we should be able to move it away from it. But that is clearly not an USGA rule.
You can't.
I know you can't. I'm trying to get that.
You can move it.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. Just take your stroke.
Yeah.
With the penalty, right? Yeah.
So, hey, while we're talking about rules, and then I'll get off of it, because we've had this come up a few times. And P, you had it come up on hole number 11. If you're on the green, you're not off the green, you're on the green, and you've got a very pronounced damaged green, can you move it left or right of that damaged spot? We also had it come up at Satan's Corner, but there were 9,000 bad spots at Satan's Corner. So we wound up not moving it. But at this particular situation, there weren't many bad spots on the green. So what's the league's thought on that?
And it was an area where they had cut in those little 12 by 12 pieces of sod to replant of that area, which made it different than just the dead spot next to it.
Right.
I would think that would be ground under repair. I mean, you could make an argument for that, even if it's not, because I can't really mark it on the green.
Yeah.
I would think the first group, I mean, like the when we played there 2 years ago, Mikkel told us the day before, hey, the place it's cratered everywhere. So we adapted and made the rule before we got there. You could move the ball out of the way or whatever. As long as the first group says, hey, there's a shitty spot over here on hole number 11. Yeah. I think we got to get relief from it. I think as long as everybody knows, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purcell asked, and we were all looking for birds and trees.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to make the call.
I mean, I was asking to move it about
Oh.
2 inches. It was 2 inches I was looking for.
And it was right after hole 10. So I stared him right at the eyes and said, put it where it lays.
Boy, I tell you what, Philly about had it come apart on hole number 4 when he hit the ball 20 yards in front of us into that wet area and wanted relief. And I was like, dude, I don't know that you get relief out of that. And he goes, well, it's casual water. I said, it's a creek. And it's not really a creek, it's a marshy area. So I said, just pull out of there. We'll ask the group whenever we get back up to the clubhouse. We got to the clubhouse. I said, all right, dude, ask him. He goes, shit, I shot 105. I'm not going to ask anybody anything. Or whatever he shot. I don't remember what he shot.
When you're asking for relief 20 yards off the tee box, at that point, you're like, look, I probably don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 14 holes later, that was his opinion. So
Yeah, I mean, but it does give a question is you get kind of those things because we're playing public courses and they're not clearly marked. They're not going out there with spray paints. I mean, it was cart path only, yet every hole on the course had cart signs in the middle of the fairway telling you to get off the grass. So, I mean, clearly they're not going there and maintaining the signage to keep the penalty areas in check on these public courses that we're playing.
Yeah.
So we've got to self-govern. We've got to kind of have an understanding of what we think is acceptable and not. And I think that's why we need to talk about it and kind of get to something that works for everybody. Because at the end of the day, we're here to have fun. We're not, making $1 million.
but we are competitive,
Oh, absolutely.
aren't we, Joe?
With myself. You know me, Putz. I measure myself against other golfers by height.
Yeah, you got me beat then. That'd be the only one.
All right. So I did see something, I went deep into the YouTube last week, trying to get lots of in-depth knowledge. I veered away from it for a while. I said, look, I don't need that. My swing is set. My swing fell apart. So now I'm back in the YouTube. I hard watched it, reinvigorated myself with lots of knowledge, but I did come away with one tip that the most important thing in your training age regiment, the thing you need to go out and buy today is some Dr. Scholl's foot powder.
Don't be the guy at La Fortune spraying your club with foot powder.
Yeah. And that's it. I never thought about it, but there's 2 good uses for it. One is you spray your face of your club and it'll show where you're hitting on the club face.
And the other is putting it on your feet.
No, the other is you make a line on the ground where your ball is, and you set your ball in front of it, and that shows that you're hitting ball then ground. It's your contact point.
Anywhere in there you recommend putting it on your feet?
Well, I mean, if you got them problems, I mean, it's there.
If those
Multi-use
people were
tool.
smart, they would rebrand it as Dr. Scholl's golf powder and charge about 7 times as much.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, it is the one thing I saw, and this guy's doing it, and he does his little can and he goes at $9.75. This is a great investment. And I'm like, $9.75 a can, dude. I can get baby powder for like 75 cents. So there we go. That was my big tip that I took away from me. I thought, man, I really want to get this and share with you guys.
Yep. All right.
You got to get the lessons on the TikTok. That's where it's at. Watch
That's-
about 47 of those a day. while I'm supposed to be working.
That's where Potts gets all his lessons from.
Oh yeah, that's where I learned how.
No
All
wonder gas is $7 a gallon. America's financial backbone is crumbling because of YouTube golf lessons.
Hey, don't be hating the tickety top.
All right. Anything else in the out of bounds section you guys want to bring up? Got on your head. All right. With that, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to hear from our unofficial sponsor, Yaden Auto Sales. He's going to tell you about how he's got a new opportunity for you to interact with him. We'll be right back.
So, do you have it?
Yeah, I got the sound. I'll play it for you. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Motherfuckers, this is Andrew with Yaden's Auto Sales. Just letting you know I'm now on Cameo. So whether you want to let that coworker know that he fucking sucks at selling cars, or you want to let your grandma know you're proud her hysterectomy went great, let me know. For the low price of $19.99, we can take care of you. See ya.
Classic.
Ah, shit.
That's still free advertising for him.
Yeah. For
I
now.
like a motherfucker.
All right. We are rattling through this thing.
I made some comments for your course description.
Okay. You just interrupt whenever you're ready.
Where you describe the grounds, I have some comments I would like to make
right.
public.
All right. Hey, and we're back here. Now we're going to tell you about Heritage Hills. It is the golf course up in Claremore, Oklahoma, and it is your number one option for a round of golf in Claremore. I'm not really sure what number two is, but it is your number one option. They have created a fantastic golf experience in their own opinion. Heritage Hills combines a fantastic rolling terrain with unmatched service and eloquent amenities. On our grounds, you will find a driving range.
Tom,
Practice
did
green.
you know?
No,
Did you know that's the only driving range in a 3-state area where you have a downhill lie for every shot?
It's a hilly course. They want you to be prepared. They also
Fair.
have a practice green.
Which
Did
is
they?
open on some weekends of the year.
Alternating
Not this
Tuesdays.
weekend.
Not this one. This one. A short game practice facility.
Commercial dandelion farm.
Yeah. Electric and pull cart rentals. Yeah. And they did have beverage and snack sales. And a traveling beverage car on on-course restrooms.
Yeah, those trees larger than 18 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Used a couple of those. You know, Heritage Hills is also the reason why Will Rogers moved out of Claremore. Never met a golf course he didn't like except Heritage Hills.
Why is he hating on Heritage Hills?
Huh?
Why is he hating on Heritage Hills?
Who, Will Rogers?
He's a dick.
Okay.
Oh man.
I
That's a
just said
strong
that.
stance.
I kind of
A
like
state
it.
hero.
I like H2. I used to like Will Rogers.
Oh, did I say? I meant Roy.
Oh.
Roy Clark was who I was.
That makes more sense.
Hey, you want to apologize with Will Rogers?
Was it Buck Rogers
Roy Clark was a dick.
or Buck Owens? I can't remember.
We're gonna get blackballed by the Will Rogers Foundation.
Yeah, Will's a good guy.
Oh,
I'm a proud alumni of Will Rogers Elementary School, so I guess I can say what I want about the man.
You're tight with him. So it is a from the Whites where we played. It is a 6,089 yard par 71. It does have 4 par 5s, which is unusual for a 71. But what makes it unique is the 5 par 3s. There are 3 of them on the back. So
You say it has 5 par 5s?
4 par 5s and
Oh,
5
okay.
par 3s.
You said
I
5.
thought maybe there were 2 of them combined on the 8th hole.
Yeah.
Still my favorite hole.
Boy, it plays like a par 9. My God.
All right. So I think the elephant in the proverbial room are the new greens. They just went out and 2 years ago, they shut down the course, killed all the greens, and put in these new hybrid Bermuda greens that are supposed to be really great and fabulous and low maintenance that died off the first time it got cold, and they had to replant about half of them. But now they're in and they're working. I need to hear you guys' opinions on these greens.
I thought they were in great shape, maybe except for number 17. They seem to have lost that one, but I thought they rolled as well as anything we've played yet this year. Of course, that's all been aerated cow pastures, but
Yeah.
you know, so
17,
far so good.
all
I
that
think.
water splashing up on it. Yeah, I thought probably in 2 weeks, they were green and they looked normal, but there was still a lot of sand right up near the top. I think if they grow up another couple of weeks, they would be fine. I didn't have any problem with the greens. It was the putting that was the problem.
Was it the putting or the putter?
As in the club, the putter club.
No, the one putting putter.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's always the arrow,
Always
never the Indian.
equipment. It's always the equipment. Nothing I can't fix on eBay though.
Hey, in the other groups, did y'all find that there was a ring, like a little lip all the way around it, that if you didn't hit it firm enough, if you tried to just crawl one in, it would deflect it?
I mean, I think we called it a ring of rejection.
It was a ring of rejection. And there was a pronounced lip that if you, just tried to crawl one over and drop it in, boop, it'd kick it right or left.
I think we saw 2 gloves literally hit one up and it rolled right back down the same path.
Yeah. It was the ring of rejection. Anyway, maybe that's just our group.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder if it was part of the fact that those are Bermuda greens, so it grows interlocking the root system as opposed to bent grass, which grows straight down. Let me get into my horticulture. And so therefore, when they cut it and they pull those cups out, that it kind of pulls up the ground a little bit more. Or maybe the greenskeeper just sucks.
Yeah, they need to tap that shit down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the greenskeeper was in a bad mood when he cut those pin placements.
My gosh.
I don't know what his wife did to him the night before or didn't.
Yeah, we know how that went.
There must be some sort of greenskeeper association where they figure out where we're going to play every week and just
All right, here they come.
to run a weekend.
Well, and I think
Well, Fortune's got to be the president.
Yeah. You think they have a podcast where they talk about it? Oh, that MSMGL guys are coming out to Indian Open next week. They're coming out Cherokee. Let's come on, put them in the corners.
Their podcast usually comes out on Thursday. Listen to them cry about it.
I can't wait. Yeah, those guys that travel, they listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think there were probably some of the firmest greens we've been on, because I don't know how many balls I hit into it and just bounced right off the back of it.
And they
That,
were
I think, was that sand. And I don't know. Are new greens typically harder? Where else did they put in new greens that we played?
Goat
Bailey
Hill.
got new greens.
Who?
Remember the ones
at
Goat
Bailey
Hill
won't
were
hold the
kind
ball at
of
all.
jacked up and real hard, weren't they? I don't know. It seems like they maybe have to put so much sand on them at first to get them to grow. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, at least they didn't punch them. I was tired of the punch screens. So I felt like when I went out there, they were pretty good, but I was looking at the putting stats. One of the great things about the Grant is we do get lots of stats. I had 39 putts. Out of
number.
Out of 15 guys, I was 10th. That's a mountain of putts.
There was a lot of putting going on.
Yeah. And I thought I drained a lot of like 3-4 footers to keep it at that number. Because that was the thing, is if you gave enough pace, I thought, to kind of get it in the hole, once you missed, it just kept rolling.
Yeah.
It didn't stop like a foot. It went 3 to 4 every time.
Hence the 4 jack.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Yours truly.
You know what? I knew the answer to that.
You knew that.
I think everybody did.
So, wanted to kind of talk about the great golf and some of the train holes we had out there. But, Mikkel, you had the officer with you. Officer is a solid stick. He is just steady as it can be. The guy shoots about the same score every time. But when I looked over at him, he did not look like he was having a good day.
Well, he got a little sideways, and I got to probably take credit for this deal. I know we're out there just having fun together, right? So we a little mild swing advice sometimes for our playing partners, but Kerry parred one and had a great bogey save, had a lost ball and bogeyed 2, and then we get to the par 3, number 3, across the water. What was it, 120 yards or whatever it was playing? And Kerry and I both hit a ball that hit the bank and rolled back. Mine rolled on into the water, which I was not thrilled with. But Kerry's rolled down and got hung on one of the railroad ties. So we get there and we're looking at it, and there's no way he can get a club on it to hit it toward the green. Well, just standing there, I said, well, Kerry, I'd probably turn around and hit it backwards and ricochet off that railroad tie. Well, he tried it, and you can imagine what happened. It rolled about 2 feet up the hill and right back down in the same hole. So double or triple bogey later, whatever it ended up being, he wasn't quite the same after that. He was a little fuzzed up. So I sabotage one of my playing partners in stiff competition there? I don't know, not purposely, but things just never really got on track for him after that.
Would you ride with Purcell yesterday? On your way to the course?
No, we were texting all day. We had a game plan.
Hey, if we can't play better, we just got to get everybody else to play a little worse.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, Mikkel, you're a good friend, and I know you would not intentionally.
Oh, never. No.
Go out of your way
to
try to sabotage or
no, not especially not a good guy like Kerry.
Negatively impact.
I tell you what, I would never call a guy on the 10 tee box to let him know he's in the lead.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would never do something like that.
No, because that's a total dick move.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That is definitely a total dick move.
Oh. Now,
so who are the people ranked from least likely to mess with to most likely to mess? I mean, could we all agree that Kerry's probably the one guy that nobody would give crap to while we're playing because he's so damn nice?
I
would
give you
agree
that.
with that.
Yeah.
And then Lance is right up there with it.
Right.
Chambers. I'm not gonna give Chambers a hard time.
And then it falls off pretty quick after that.
Yeah.
So okay, so we got all these guys at the top. Who's at the bottom? Who's the guy you really like in this one?
Most likely mess with. I don't know. I think everybody has their own, you know what I mean? Whose head can you get into the easiest? I'm probably up there.
I'm
Well, I was going to say, I can't say anything because I'm top of
Potts,
that
maybe?
list. Yeah.
I'm pointing
up
at
there.
Potts.
Yeah.
Phillips will go off the rail every now and then.
Oh,
But I
Phillips-
don't, that may be self-induced.
yeah. Phillips things is he'll get a little burr going and he'll just dig at it. Like if you say something, he just can't let it go.
Boy,
You guys
Schultz
really
got
want to see him go off. Let's get in his bag next week and steal all of his skull before we tee off.
He'll be jumping somebody's back fence.
Who knows what he would do for that skull?
Oh man.
I think we already do know.
Yeah.
I know what he tried to do for that skull. Thank God there wasn't any dead hobos laying around.
I'll tell you, Schultz got a burr up his ass yesterday on 14.
What was he sideways about?
No, he just damn near drove the green and chunked his chip. And then he chunked it again. Check that. Second one he hit over the green. Then he broke his wedge, got another wedge, and finished the hole out.
Look what I have. It's Schultz's replacement shaft.
He
for his
was
sandwich.
Nice.
He's coming over for a little repair session tomorrow.
So
Did
he
you already
snapped it
have
over
that,
his
or did
knee.
you
Is that
order it
Split
and get
his
it that
leg
quick?
open.
No, I had it.
Did you?
Well, you just break the wedge over his knee?
Sounds like
Yeah.
it. They don't make these
Didn't they?
things like they used to.
Been there, done that.
It's a real Roy McIlroy kind of move there. Start snapping clubs over your knee. So now, you guys give Potts a hard time about the telling him he's in the first place, but we kind of got a new thing going this week. We looked at the leaderboard the whole day. We never shied away from it.
Nope.
I always look at it. I think it's neat just kind of see how everybody's playing and, how many beers I should drink, trying to put flames out or if I should, I don't know. I don't think it's neat. You guys not look at the leaderboard usually? I think that's a neat feature of the Grint.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it last week is the fact that I usually don't look at it till about the turn and then kind of don't look at it till about the end.
Yeah.
I usually have somebody in my group that lets me know.
I usually have somebody 2 or 3 groups behind me
Call you.
with a cell phone that'll let me know. So I'm
Hey.
lucky that way. I'm lucky.
All right. So
And I can honestly say I've never looked at it.
really,
Ever. Never.
oh.
Well, you won't have to going forward.
We'll give you updates. Now, Robert, you and Joe had a little bit of a problem on 17. 17 is a par 3. It's about 180 yards downwind, downhill, over
I
water.
think it was 185 yesterday.
I think it was 185, which, I don't know, I'm stating the obvious. That is a wildly uncomfortable number, especially going over water downhill and sand on the back, big pond up front. Yeah, tough hole.
We had different strategies on that though, because we both hit our ball in the water, and I dropped exactly 100 yards back, in my line of flight. And Potts, you went up there to probably 55 yards or something like that.
Up to the edge. So yeah, 55 or 60.
Yeah.
So, which I learned a valuable lesson that I would like to pass on to the group. and any listening, I get up there and I don't really know how far out I am. I know I went in the water and then I pulled, I'm out and I'm hitting my third to the green. If I'd have known my distance, if I'd have shot it real quick, I'd have known that it didn't look like it was 60 yards to the pin. So my point is, I think if I'd have shot it and seen that, I could have stood on a sand wedge harder than just trying to butter it up there. If I'd have known
it the next time.
Yeah. Well, if I'll shoot it and then I'll say, okay, it's 7. If I hit it 70, I'm fine. So that's kind of I just got up there and just started swinging.
So before which ball that you hit in the water, did you shoot it?
I never
did. You never shoot.
You never did.
Smart.
Oh, well,
I never did.
At some point, you should have incrementally figured out you needed to swing harder.
or get more club or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was all kinds of cones and rods sideways at that point. I mean, we all know what my final number was, and just to make it public, I did get an 11 on a par 3.
What happens?
Obviously.
Made my 8 look spectacular.
No, that's good 8. That's good 8.
If I had just made a 5 on that, I would have finished in 3rd place.
If I'd have made a 5, I think Hoffman and I might have gone to a playoff.
Quite possibly.
Or whoever won.
Spoiler alert.
Well,
yeah.
And here's the other part that threw me off is, okay, so I hit my ball and I actually went long because I didn't want to be wet. We had our 2 gentlemen here had their little incidents, and 2 gloves grabs the driver.
Ooh, I didn't hear about this.
Oh yeah.
Choke down driver.
Yeah. Then he proceeds to hit at about a 45-degree angle because he's trying to half swing it. But the great thing is it stays dry.
Yes, it did.
It goes down to the edge.
What
But I think his
was
second
it
shot
one?
went in.
Oh, his second shot went in the water?
I think so. I'm not
No,
sure.
I didn't see that.
Nah, surely not. I mean, he was up there, not that far off the green. I mean, he was right, but
Here, I can look.
Yeah.
I will say the best thing about that course, when they redid their bunkers, I don't know if you guys were in the bunkers, that was some pretty good sand to play out of.
very predictable.
Great sand.
Oh. So talk about one of the pin placements. It was, what's the second par 3 on the back?
6.
Number 13.
13.
Back.
13.
13. The pin was stuck way back in the back and long as OB. And it's got a trap right there. And I hit a ball and it drew a little bit and landed square in that sand, and it fried egg. I mean, Pot saw a picture of her.
Yeah, it was bad.
And how do you play a fried egg?
Well, ask Mike Warren. He pulled one off. Was that on 16, Charlie?
Yeah. He had one that was the same. The top of the sand kind of came over the ball. And what I'd always read was, and seen the videos of, is you hit it square with your club. Don't open it up. Don't try to get under it. Hit it square and just chop it out. Make contact at the back of the ball, and wherever it goes, it goes. And I hit a great sand shot on 3 coming out of the trap back to the water, and I was pretty happy with that sand shot. But man, after Mike hit that shot on 16, whew, it was a great shot. It didn't get close to the hole, but it got out and it got halfway to the hole.
The fact that it
was a
got
great
out and
shot.
on the green,
Yeah.
Victory.
I mean,
Yeah.
I literally swung as
Yeah.
hard as I could, and the ball went a foot and was laying on the sand.
Did you have your club face open?
I don't think I had it that open.
Yeah, you want to square it, or I've always heard to even close the club face.
Maybe.
Because when it hits the sand, it's gonna knock it open a little bit. So I always, if I'm facing a fried egg, I close the club face a little bit.
Well, and what made this worse is it was where somebody's foot had been before. It was unraked, so the sand was kind of mounded up around it. It was deep. I did not play it well. Not one of my better events. So, all right. But we did have some good golf. We had some decent golf out there. We do have before we get there, I always like to ask, pick either your favorite or your most despised hole. Which one you want to call out?
17.
Your favorite?
Your favorite?
Yeah. I'd like to have relations with that hole.
I think mine would have to be the same. All the par fives out there, I despise them. But because there's not one out there that you can just lay your ears back and bomb away and think you've got a chance to get there in two. I think 14 or 15, you've got the best chance if you catch a drive around that corner. But they're legit par fives, and they make you play 3 solid shots to get to the green. So even though they're frustrating to me, I do appreciate those par fives out there.
Joe, what about you?
I'm not a big fan of number 8, as you might be aware.
Why? Can you describe 8 for us, for the listening public that never has been to Claremore and played their #1 rated golf course in the city of Claremore? What
do you guys think it is? It's probably 500 yards to the corner. Mm-hmm. And then it turns the corner for a 60-yard shot into the green.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's 2 good pokes to get down there where those
across water with trees hanging over.
Yeah. You got to hit it far enough not to have to go over the trees, because you still got enough of an iron that you have to worry about hitting it high enough to get over them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that last tree that's right there. And I mean, because there's not really a ton of distance past where that tree clears and the edge into the fairway. I mean, that's probably only about a 30-yard section if you were to hit it far enough on your second shot to get an open shot into the green. And
played it how I had it planned. I hit my 3rd shot straight down the fairway, but I went a little too far, and I was on a bare lie under one of the trees on the left side of the fairway. And then hit it onto the green in 4. That was the plan the whole time. And then 3-jacked it. So,
ouch.
It's like, nice try, sucker.
Yeah.
See what you come up with next year, Einstein.
Yeah.
You're a regular Bobby Jones.
See, I had a great shot. Second shot, my 3rd shot, I went up over the tree. Problem is I was afraid to get too short, and I ended up on the very top of that green, and it slopes from the back to the front. I mean, it's a 2-story drop. I did not stop the ball by the pin. Another 3.
You stop it on the green?
It barely. I think barely.
Oh.
I think I was on the fringe in the back, and I was on the fringe in the front. It's just
I actually chipped in for birdie yesterday, so I love that hole right now.
Oh. From where?
I was a little bit short and right.
I'm kind of with Hoffman.
Thanks.
That all he's got?
I just want to say,
no,
the energy tonight is out of this world. This is some good stuff. So you like it, Chuck? Do you like number 8?
No, I was going to say I agree with Hoffman. I like all the par fives, and I hate all the par fives.
Yeah, It's kind of what gives that course its teeth. And like I said, most courses there's a few par fives that you can really bomb away and have a decent chip at maybe eagle and potentially tap in birdies, but that just doesn't happen out there.
And I think
Sean, do you know, does the Grant have like a scoreboard feature where you can see everybody in their score by hole at the same time?
I don't think so.
That would be interesting to see how everybody scored on some of those holes.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can pull them up individually, but I don't think you can see everybody at the same time, unfortunately. I'll email them on that. That'd be a good one.
They're pretty receptive to your stuff.
I mean, they fixed the points. The points are fixed.
Yeah. So they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they'll even email me back. Sometimes they just fix it. Which is all I need. I mean, I don't really need them to tell me they're going to fix it. I just need them to fix it.
Yeah.
It really is a great app for what we pay $20 a year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But have you noticed they now have we're pro members. Now they got pro plus members. If you'd like to pay a little bit more, you can get some more features.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got all the features I need.
Do they have an alarm that will do it like a real shrill sound as soon as you go into the lead? Set your phone off like an Amber Alert.
Yeah, it's called Chuck.
Yeah. Every time there's a lead change.
You go call.
No, I was thinking about the par fives out there, and I think what it is a lot of those holes. I mean, when was that course made? I could tell you because I just looked at it. Well, I had it at one time.
Something.
It's been a while. I feel like there was trees that were not that big that have grown to massive things on the corners of every single one of those par fives. Like that you're supposed to kind of like a fairway tree that they like to put in the middle of fairways, things like that are fine whenever they're kind of small and controlled. But in 50 years, they become these massive problems.
Yeah.
Because if you think
I can
about
see
it,
them to trim a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Every single one of them have like a tree kind of right there that kind of defines that last little dog leg that protects the green.
Or the corner,
Yeah.
like number 12.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate that hole.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was another of my chipping woes. Had a couple of bad chips. So, all right, with that, let's hear about the winners and losers from this weekend. In third place, coming in strong is Scholes. Again.
First place in the league, right?
What?
He's first place in the league, right?
He is first place in the league. He is season standings. He's number one. A third place. He is playing some pretty consistent golf.
That's his course.
Yeah. Look,
what did you say, Robert? He's won the last 2 times we played it.
Not in the league, but he's played he won the league there last year and then won like a winter tournament we had there.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, he plays well there.
And see, I'm going to blame you guys that played with him because the 1 week he played with me was at Satan's Corner. And as soon as he got near the lead, I told him about it for the next 2 holes, and that ended that shit. So the only reason he's at the top is because of you guys not doing your part. All right. And then I somehow miraculously came in second place, but the first place guy, the only member of the SMGL to get a hole-in-one in a tournament, a consistent low handicap holder. That's our own Mikkel Hoffman.
Yeah, for the win last year, everybody blamed on the hole-in-one. So I proved I can do it without pulling one out of my backside there. So, luckily 17 happened to a couple of the guys and knocked them down, but
Yeah.
felt like I played pretty good. I had a great group, Carry Odd, steady. Lance is a great guy, kind of, not in your ear like some guys, Robert Potts. But Dr. Fields and I rode in the cart and did our best to destroy ourselves. I don't know how many beers we drank, but it was enough to keep me loose and keep my head right, and got around the course and got a victory. So pretty happy with it.
It was enough beers that the kids cleaning out the carts said, "Good God, I bet that guy shot 100." Now he won.
We first couple holes were rough on both of us. We decided we're just going to drink and have a good time. And next thing you know, I was right back at the top there. And like I said, a couple of guys, 17, took them out and got the victory. So pretty happy.
Yeah, because I think I ran into you on about, it was 6 or 7. I think it was 7. You were playing 6. We were finished. We were getting ready to tee off on 7. And I believe that's when you said, "Hey, maybe we should start a bowling league."
Yeah, no, I was not happy up until that point. I actually 7, that's the hole that dog legs 90 degree around that pond. And it usually plays pretty tough. And I into the wind, I don't know, I was mad, pulled out a driver and probably should have hit it, and got around the corner. I think I was 130 yards out. Ended up parring that hole and then birdieing 8. And then we hit Cart Girl on tee box on 9, reloaded on beer, and got a few more pars after that, and just got on a pretty good little roll right there. So
yeah,
no, I was ready to start a bowling league through 6 holes, but things kind of turned around from there for the better. But
yeah. So I had to take off a little early, and I'm driving home. And one thing I did like about the leaderboard is I kept waiting for that thing to update, because I knew you had, at the time, you hadn't put in the scores for 17 and 18, and that had eaten some people's lunch. Now, the problem is you were catching a pop on both those, so you were going to have to really blow up.
Right. Well, I hit the green on 17 and, shocker of the world, 3-putted. And I told Lonnie, I said, well, that did it. I'm out. I had no idea what everybody else had done. I quit checking the leaderboard at some point, just trying to play it and just get through. So when we were coming up 18, that's when Doc pulled it up and he said, I think Potts had a big one on 17. So I think you might have it. So, made it all the way around and, avoided the big numbers. We had a couple, I think Lonnie had a little trouble on 8, had an 11, I would have nominated that for the train wreck hole had it not, it was on a par 5, took an 11.
Yeah.
Since there was somebody that took 11 on a par 3, I think that wins pretty easily, but but no, all in all, it was a great day. I love that course. I, grew up playing there a lot. So I know the course feels like home, but it's always a fun time over there. And I thought the course was in pretty good shape. Hey, and to celebrate, they even had an open bar for me when we got up to the clubhouse. So I appreciated that. I don't know when they started cooking that deal up, but kind of a nice surprise. We got kicked out of it when we first sat down, but then they pulled us right back in. Recognize that we were a good time, obviously. So,
all right. So, congratulations on the big win. That gets us to our season standings. In 4th place, you are in 4th place.
That's great. That's after 2 tournaments.
Yeah, you're tied for 5, tied for 5th.
Can we
16 points?
Can we start? Yeah, can we average those points out per tournament played? We'll make a petition to the league.
Yeah, I mean you're 1 win away from taking the lead. That's what you get to think of.
That's true, except I don't get to play for the next month. So,
well,
it was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it's a big, strong thing. So, and then tied for 3rd are me and the professor. Somehow we're tied for 3rd. Right behind 2 gloves, and we got Scholes in the front lead. He's played really strong so far, so we're going to knock him down a little bit. But I think it goes to show you that even we're only, 4 tournaments in. So no one is too far back. Everybody's got a shot right now. So we are going this week to Cherokee Hills, the Indian Open. So with that, we need to make our Western Suns pick of the week. We always like to pick some winners. We got the Indian course. It's a longer course. I think we are playing up. Chuck, are we playing from the whites?
If I have a say in it, we are.
Second.
All right. I think we usually play up a little bit from the whites. It's still a really long course, especially that front 9. But with that, we'll make our Western Suns pick of the week, and we're going to give this week's winner, Mikkel, the first pick. Who's your horse?
I'll tell you, you have to say Joe Gilbert. He kind of owned it last year, so I'm gonna just ride that one. I don't know how you pick anybody else. I shot a 77 there last year.
Many moons ago, Paleface.
Many moons ago. But I'm gonna go Joe Gilbert.
That was 3 iron sets ago.
I think I just bought a set of my old irons off eBay. Crazy.
You got to ship them to yourself.
Yeah, full circle.
All right. With that, Joe, we're going to give you the second pick here.
Well, I was going to go with Schultz, but I think the head of his sandwich may come flying off as soon as he gets into contention. So I'm going to go with Chuck. Chuck thinks his way around that course about half the time. And I think this is his year.
You know, I like that pick. I picked Chuck last week. I feel like I've got really fond memories of Chuck's great play in the past. He's due. He's kind of got over this honeymoon phase with his new irons. I think that's the problem. He might be in the market for some new ones. All right.
Potential.
With that, I'm going to take the next pick, and you know, the great thing is I can see who's playing now because Mikkel, you and Chuck set up a new way for us to check in on this on the tournament.
Well, GroupMe app. We're going to see if that'll work a little better. You know, the problem is that text stream, you know, it's fun, but you go to check a schedule and that could be 587 texts to go. So the idea was to have a spot where we go look and find that schedule easier. So we'll see if it works out.
Well, I found out how to find it.
How do you do it?
Okay, if you're in the app and you click the SMGL at the top, it'll pick calendar, and you hit calendar, and it's right there.
Huh.
Now,
Mine doesn't go to it. Oh, hang on.
it should pull up like a list of different stuff. It says like the members, gallery, calendar, polls.
Yeah, when you go into the calendar, it'll tell you who has said they're in, who said they're out, who's undecided.
Yeah. Now, I did have to tell Warren that you can't just type I'm in. You have to actually go check in. So you're going to have a little bit of that. I mean, we're not.
Hey, there's a learning curve.
There's a learning curve.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Hey, look at the guys are on the Grint. It took them a while to get there, but they're there.
We have 0 not goings. Are you going, Hoffman?
I'm a definite maybe.
Okay.
He's a
I
penny.
got a baseball tournament, but I'm going to do everything I can to get some kids thrown out at second base and get over there.
See, I really liked you this week. I like this week, but you're a potential scratch. So I think I'm going to take Warren because he knows everything breaks to the casino. So I'll take the Senator. All right. Robert, you get the next pick from the multi-participation award.
Speaking of a guy that knows that it breaks to his backyard,
Uh-oh.
I'm going with the cat.
Bam.
Robert C. Cat.
Ooh. That could be a pretty good pick out there.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's anybody that knows that course,
How's his
Well, the
honeymoon
inside
with
of that
those
building
irons
beside the
coming
course.
along?
do what?
How's his honeymoon with those irons coming along? Is he filing for an annulment yet?
Well, he shot 110 yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That might be your answer
So-
right there.
So he's due.
yeah.
That's
He does not have instant love with it. Chuck, on the other hand, had instant love with his new irons. All right,
still
Chuck,
like
who
him.
are you going to pick?
Well, I'm just kind of going down the list here since Potts took my ace in the hole.
Oh, you're going with the cat?
I was going to go with the cat.
All right.
You know, I got to tell you, this guy works on his swing more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Even on the emergency 9, he's out there grinding, trying to groove that swing in. I'm going with Mike Philly Phillips.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
When he gets
gets
hot,
that-
he gets hot.
He gets that thing grooved in finally. Look out.
Well, I think there's a good picks. I always like this tournament. It's a good one. The course is great. It should be in good shape by then. Has anybody checked to see if they've aerated the greens?
No.
No.
I know they did about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, so they could be a little
So that-
tough.
I bet they're good by now. They were already coming back
Yeah.
in. I refuse to play there, but I had a friend went. And
We've
they
had
were a
plenty of
little
rain.
bumpy then.
We've had plenty of rain.
I think they'll be
Hopefully-
fine.
Yeah.
The big question is, what are we going to do about the wind? 25 to 30.
We're going to bitch about it for 4 hours.
I still got that goat. You guys want me to kill it?
Sure. I got no problem with that.
But
Surely we got some Native American folks in the league that
Chambers.
wonder if he could do a little dance in the parking lot before we start or something like
calm
that.
that down. You know, yeah, I
What
used to
happened
think
to
of
the chicken bones? Who has the chicken bones? Maybe that's what we need.
So is the wind going to be out of the south? Is that right?
probably.
For the first 9 holes.
Yeah. You know,
Well, I
Uh,
just got to thinking about that one hole that goes, what is about number 5, 6, something like that. That goes
Uphill. That goes
way
dead.
uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I decided I'm out for this weekend. I forgot.
It could your second shot on that hole could actually land behind you if it's blowing 30 miles an hour.
That is no shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think I was pretty good at adjusting yardages for the wind. I've discovered this weekend I've got no clue. I couldn't tell you what I was supposed to be hitting. It was eating my lunch. So, all right, with that, we have hit our hard stop. We appreciate you getting jumping on with us. We said we'd hit 820 and we're hitting 820. So with that, go out this week, try to suck a little less, and we will talk to you later. We're out.